Have you ever found yourself surrounded by people who seem to drain your energy, bring your mood down, and spread chaos wherever they go? Stoicism, an ancient and powerful philosophy, offers surprising strategies to deal with such situations. Inspired by the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we'll explore 11 smart ways to handle toxic people. Get ready to learn practical lessons that will not only protect your peace but also transform the way you interact with the world. Your mind will thank you, and so will your serenity. Topic 1: Dealing with toxic people. Encountering toxic people throughout life is almost inevitable. We've all been there, that colleague who spreads negativity, or the relative who always finds a problem in every solution. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, taught us that true power lies in not letting these people affect us. He suggests that instead of absorbing negativity, we seek to understand their motivations. Ask yourself, what is causing this behavior? Is it fear, insecurity, or a lack of control over their own life? This reflection can completely change your reaction. Imagine yourself as a calm observer. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, approach the situation with curiosity. Ask yourself, why is this person acting this way? You may discover that toxic behavior is a reflection of their own internal battles. This doesn't mean accepting abuse, but understanding that not every attack is personal. This understanding puts you in a state of control, where the decision on how to react is yours, not theirs. A practical technique is to visualize an invisible force field around yourself. Imagine each toxic word spoken to you hits this field and dissipates, never reaching you. It seems simple, but it works as a powerful mental practice. Stoicism teaches us to keep a calm mind amid chaos. Practice this visualization whenever you face people who drain your energy and see how your peace of mind remains intact. There is a practical exercise that Marcus Aurelius used. Upon waking up, he would mentally prepare to meet difficult people. He would tell himself, "Today I will encounter intrusive, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, envious, and rude people." This prepared him not to be caught off guard by negativity. Adopting this practice can emotionally shield you for the day ahead. Life, after all, is a mix of light and shadow. Wisdom lies in realizing that you cannot control others, only yourself. When we internalize this, we stop being victims of our environment and become masters of our own emotions. And here comes the next step: how to use self-awareness to dodge toxic interactions before they even begin. Topic 2: Self-awareness as a shield. Self-awareness is like an invisible shield against the toxicity that surrounds us. Imagine yourself practicing fencing. You learn to identify the opponent's moves before striking or defending. Similarly, being self-aware allows you to foresee when an interaction may be toxic and, therefore, wisely choose whether to engage or withdraw. The Stoics believe that by knowing oneself, you master your own destiny. Self-awareness is, therefore, one of your most powerful weapons. When you know yourself well, it's easier to understand your emotional triggers and automatic reactions. When identifying a toxic person, instead of entering a cycle of confrontation, you can choose to step back. Marcus Aurelius practiced this constantly. He teaches us that we don't need to be present in every argument or confrontation, especially when we know the outcome won't be constructive. Withdraw gently, protect your peace. If you notice a certain person or environment is draining your energy, it's time to practice mental withdrawal. In situations where physical presence cannot be avoided, like at work or a family event, create small moments of mental retreat. This could be something as simple as taking a deep breath, focusing on your breathing for a few minutes, or bringing to mind an image that brings you calm. This creates space between you and the toxicity around you. Self-awareness also involves recognizing the impact others have on us. Often, a negative criticism or comment can penetrate deeply. Stoic practice suggests we ask ourselves, why does this affect me so much? By exploring this question, we can discover internal weaknesses that need to be strengthened. This knowledge is liberating because it helps us avoid being emotionally manipulated. With every interaction, ask yourself, is this a battle worth fighting? If the answer is no, move on. This simple act of reflection is a practice of wisdom that, over time, becomes natural. And speaking of wisdom, the next step is to understand how forgiveness and memory can work together to protect you from future toxic encounters. Topic 3: Forgiveness and Memory. Forgiveness and memory are like two sides of the same coin on the Stoic path. Forgiving does not mean forgetting or becoming complacent with toxic behaviors. On the contrary, forgiveness is a powerful tool that allows you to free yourself from the weight of anger and resentment. Marcus Aurelius, in his teachings, reminds us that holding grudges is like holding a burning coal. You are the one who gets burned. Forgiveness, therefore, is an act of self-compassion, a conscious choice not to let the past rule your present. When forgiving, it is also important to keep your memory sharp. Not in the sense of nurturing resentment, but to recognize toxic patterns and avoid falling into the same traps again. If someone repeatedly shows dishonesty or manipulation, memory serves as an alarm, reminding us to set clearer boundaries. Wisdom lies in learning from the past to shape a more serene and conscious future. In practice, forgiveness can be cultivated through a simple exercise of reflection. Think of a toxic situation that affected you and ask yourself, what did I learn from this? Turn the experience into a life lesson. The act of journaling, something Marcus Aurelius often did, can help process these emotions and allow forgiveness to flourish. Thus, instead of feeding resentment, you nourish your own evolution. There is a difference between forgiving and blindly trusting. Once a pattern of toxic behavior is identified, it is wise to keep your distance if necessary and not put yourself in a vulnerable position again. Forgiveness can be internal, silent, without the need for external reconciliation. It is a gift you give yourself, freeing yourself from the emotional burden the other tried to impose on you. Therefore, the balance between forgiveness and memory is key. Forgive to free your soul, but use your memory to protect your heart. And this brings us to a fundamental question: how can we cultivate emotional stability that allows us to navigate these turbulent waters with tranquility and clarity? Let's explore this topic next. Before we continue, if you're enjoying the content, please give the video a like. It's quick and helps YouTube recognize that our content is relevant and recommend it to more people who could benefit from these ideas. Topic 4: Emotional Stability through Stoicism. Emotional stability, from a Stoic perspective, is like a rock that withstands the fury of the waves. For the Stoics, it is not the external chaos that determines one's state of mind, but rather our ability to maintain serenity amidst the storms. The practice of mindfulness, for example, teaches us to focus on the present and not get carried away by future worries or past grievances. Marcus Aurelius invites us to understand that true peace is found within ourselves, not in external factors. To achieve this stability, it is vital to practice Stoic detachment. This involves observing your own emotions as if you were a spectator, without judging them or getting emotionally involved. For instance, when someone tries to provoke you, instead of reacting instantly, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? This simple practice can make a significant difference in how you feel at the end of the day. Being emotionally stable also means knowing when to walk away. Not every battle needs to be fought, not every word needs a response. The practice of saying no or simply ignoring provocations is an act of self-care. Often, the best response is silence. He who masters his own mind is more powerful than one who controls armies, as the ancient Stoics frequently pointed out. A practical way to train emotional stability is through meditation. Not just any meditation, but one that focuses on the impermanence of events and your reaction to them. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and visualize situations that could upset you. Then, see them dissolve like clouds in the sky. This simple exercise reinforces the idea that everything is temporary, including anger and stress. In the end, emotional stability is a continuous process of learning and practice. The more we become aware of our reactions, the more we can shape them in ways that favor our peace. And once we achieve this stability, the next natural step is to learn how to set boundaries that protect this hard-won serenity. Topic 5. Setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is a delicate art, and the Stoics treat it as an essential skill for preserving inner peace. Boundaries are not just about saying no, but about clearly defining what is acceptable for you and what is not. Marcus Aurelius, in his pursuit of a virtuous life, knew that emotional balance depended on not allowing others' negativity to contaminate his state of mind. Thus, setting boundaries is a form of self-care and protection. Think of your boundaries as a fence around your inner garden. This fence is not to keep people out but to protect what is most precious inside, your serenity. When someone crosses this fence, it is your right, and responsibility, to reaffirm your space. A practical tip is to use simple but assertive phrases like, "I don't feel comfortable discussing this right now," or "I need some time to think before responding." Boundaries are not unyielding, they can be flexible, but never undefined. It is important to know when and where to give in, but also when and where to stand firm. Imagine a bamboo that bends with the wind but does not break. This is the essence of setting healthy boundaries, adaptability without losing essence. If someone insists on crossing these boundaries, it might be time to reassess the value of that relationship in your life. It is also crucial to remember that boundaries are not just for others, but for ourselves. Often, we allow our own negative thoughts and self-criticism to invade our inner peace. It is essential to set internal boundaries that protect us from self-sabotage. When recognizing that a spiral of negative thoughts is beginning, take a conscious action to interrupt it. The practice of positive affirmations and thought reorientation are valuable tools in this process. By setting clear boundaries, you create an environment conducive to personal and emotional growth. This practice allows you to remain centered, even in the face of negative influences. And once your boundaries are firmly established, the next step is to learn to conserve your emotional energy when interacting with toxic people. Topic 6. Energy intelligence. Energy intelligence is the ability to manage your interactions with others in a way that conserves your emotional energy. In Stoicism, this concept resembles consciously choosing where to spend your time and attention. Marcus Aurelius knew that we cannot control others' actions, but we can control how we respond to them. Therefore, when dealing with toxic people, it is essential to decide carefully when and how to engage, avoiding unnecessary drain. An example of energy intelligence is choosing your battles. Not every provocation deserves a response, and not every criticism requires a defense. Often, the wisest response is no response at all. Visualize a conversation like a dance. You don't need to keep dancing if you don't like the music. The decision to step away can be the greatest demonstration of self-control and inner strength. Another powerful practice is the conscious use of silence. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a deep breath and pause. This pause can be a form of emotional protection. If you feel that an interaction is becoming toxic, use silence as a shield. This doesn't mean ignoring others but choosing to preserve your energy for what truly matters. The less you get carried away by negativity, the more energy you have left for your priorities. In daily life, energy intelligence can be applied by setting limits on the time and space you give to people and situations that drain your energy. For example, limit the time you spend with someone who tends to be negative or choose a walk in the park instead of an online argument. These small daily choices accumulate and create a significant impact on your emotional well-being. Energy intelligence also involves cultivating the presence of people who uplift your spirit. After all, the company of positive and resilient minds can be a source of renewable energy. And once we learn to conserve this energy, we can focus more clearly on our goals, regardless of external influences. The next Stoic lesson will be on how to stay focused on our goals, even when facing challenges. If you are appreciating these valuable lessons and want to take your Stoic journey to the next level, we have something special for you. Presenting our ebook, Wealth and Wisdom, Stoicism as a Path to Financial Prosperity. This practical and inspiring guide combines the timeless teachings of Stoicism with modern financial strategies to transform your financial life and develop a balanced and resilient mindset. For only $14.90, you can take the first step toward achieving financial prosperity and true balance. Don't let uncertainty and financial stress control your life. Invest in yourself today and discover the power of Stoic wisdom to achieve true wealth and financial serenity. The link to purchase is in the video description. Take advantage of this opportunity. Topic 7. Staying focused on goals. Staying focused on one's goals, even in the face of negative influences, is a fundamental practice for anyone seeking personal fulfillment. The Stoics teach us that life is full of distractions and obstacles, but true success comes from an unwavering determination to follow one's purpose. Marcus Aurelius, as both emperor and philosopher, often faced criticism and skepticism, yet he remained steadfast in his mission to lead with justice and wisdom. Imagine someone who wants to start their own business but faces resistance and doubts from everyone around them. The Stoic teaching here would be to use these adversities as fuel to move forward even more. Ask yourself, what is more important, others' opinions or my vision for the future? By choosing to focus on what truly matters, you eliminate the noise and draw closer to your goals. A clear vision and determined focus are like a beacon that lights the way. Stoic perseverance is based on the idea that one should not allow others' opinions, especially negative ones, to derail their path. People will always have something to say, but it is up to you to decide what is relevant to your journey. The Stoics recommend maintaining an impenetrable mind, focused on what you can control, your actions and reactions. At the same time, they encourage cultivating a healthy indifference to what cannot be controlled. Maintaining focus requires not only motivation but also planning. A practical exercise is to set daily goals that bring you closer to your larger objectives. Break down big tasks into smaller steps, celebrating each progress. This technique, in addition to keeping focus, helps build a sense of accomplishment and continuous motivation. The journey may be long, but each step counts. With this level of commitment, the next Stoic teaching is to seek support from people who share a similar vision or who can serve as mentors and guides along the way. After all, even the wisest Stoics recognize the value of having wise allies by their side. Topic 8. Seeking support. Seeking support from like-minded individuals or mentors is a sign of wisdom and strength, not weakness. The Stoics valued the importance of community and mentorship. Marcus Aurelius, for example, did not hesitate to seek advice and learn from other philosophers and advisors. When dealing with toxic people or difficult situations, having someone trustworthy to share experiences and seek guidance can make the difference between succumbing to stress or growing from it. Imagine navigating turbulent seas. A lone boat faces more risks, but a fleet with a common goal is stronger against adversity. Similarly, by surrounding yourself with people who share similar values and goals, you strengthen your own journey. These allies can be found in study groups, online communities, or even in social circles that value personal growth. Mentors, in particular, are like guides who have already walked the path you want to tread. They not only provide practical advice but also inspire through their own experiences of overcoming. Finding a mentor who understands Stoic principles and can apply their teachings in practice can help you face challenges with greater clarity and purpose. Books by contemporary authors who explore Stoicism, like Ryan Holiday, can also serve as a kind of literary mentorship. It is important to remember that seeking support is not just about receiving but also offering. Sharing your own experiences and learnings can help create a network of mutual support. The exchange of ideas and strategies strengthens the group as a whole, creating an environment where everyone can grow together. In this sense, each positive interaction reinforces the foundations of your personal development. With a solid support network, you become more resilient in the face of adversity. And by strengthening this base, the next step is to work on controlling negative self-talk, preventing external toxicity from becoming internal. Before we continue, if you're enjoying the content, please give the video a like. It's quick and helps YouTube recognize that our content is relevant and recommend it to more people who could benefit from these ideas. Topic 9. Controlling negative self-talk. Controlling negative self-talk is an essential step for anyone who wants to live according to Stoic principles. Often, the most destructive words do not come from outside but from within ourselves. The Stoics teach us that the way we talk to ourselves shapes our reality. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of nurturing thoughts that strengthen us rather than undermine us. When we face toxic people, there is a tendency to internalize their criticism and negativity. However, Stoicism suggests that we become guardians of our own thoughts. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic approach would be, "What can I learn from this?" Transforming the internal narrative is a powerful act of self-mastery. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the author of your own story. A practical technique for reprogramming this self-talk is to use positive affirmations. Every time you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, "I am capable and I am learning every day." Write these phrases down and keep them visible, perhaps on a board or your phone screen. Over time, these words will begin to resonate louder than doubts and internal criticism. Another strategy is to practice imagining a Stoic mentor, like Marcus Aurelius or Seneca, speaking to you. What would they say in the face of your self-criticism? Certainly, they wouldn't dwell on thoughts of defeat, but would encourage you to see beyond difficulties and grow from them. This exercise can help create a stronger and more resilient mindset, aligned with the teachings of the Stoics. By strengthening your self-talk, you also strengthen your mind against external toxicity. This prepares you to adopt a solution-oriented mindset, where challenges are seen as opportunities for growth rather than reasons to give up. Topic 10. Solution-oriented mindset. Adopting a solution-oriented mindset is a proactive approach that the Stoics encourage when dealing with challenges. Instead of focusing on the problem itself, Stoic practice suggests we shift our attention to what we can do to transform the situation. Marcus Aurelius believed that when facing difficulties, we should ask, "What is within my power to do now?" This change in perspective allows difficulties to be seen not as barriers, but as opportunities for growth and strengthening. Imagine a situation where someone at work is consistently negative and critical. Instead of getting lost in frustration or reacting in kind, a solution-oriented approach might involve having an open and honest conversation focused on reaching mutual understanding. Another solution could be limiting the time spent interacting with that person and dedicating more time to activities and people that energize and inspire you. Applying this mindset requires practice and often creativity. In stressful moments, ask yourself, "What is the next best step I can take?" This simple question can pull you out of a cycle of negative thoughts and put you back in control. Remember, the Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what we can control, our actions and reactions, and abandoning concerns over what is beyond our reach. Cultivating a solution-oriented mindset also involves daily reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, "What challenges did I face today, and how did I resolve them?" This not only reinforces a proactive attitude but also creates a habit of learning from each experience. Small daily adjustments can have a powerful impact in the long run, allowing you to move forward with more confidence. This practical and positive approach helps maintain calm and clarity, even amid chaos. And when you learn to see every toxic encounter as a chance to practice this mindset, it becomes easier to avoid unnecessary arguments that could divert your focus. Topic 11. Avoiding unnecessary arguments. Choosing which battles are worth fighting is one of the most important principles for maintaining peace of mind, according to Stoicism. Not every provocation deserves a response. Sometimes, the best strategy is simply not to get involved. Marcus Aurelius taught us that by engaging in unnecessary arguments, we waste valuable time and energy that could be used for something more constructive. Knowing when to withdraw from a confrontation is a form of wisdom and self-control. Imagine a common situation: a friend or coworker starts arguing about something trivial, clearly looking for a fight. The Stoic practice would be, instead of responding impulsively, to take a deep breath and ask yourself, will this discussion improve my life in any way? If the answer is no, it's better to save your words and preserve your tranquility. Remember that silence can be a powerful response. The ability to avoid unnecessary arguments is also linked to the concept of apatheia, the emotional peace that comes from the absence of uncontrolled passions. By not reacting to every provocation, you demonstrate control over your emotions, not allowing others to dictate your mood or behavior. This is a skill that develops over time, through the practice of reflection and self-awareness. A practical technique is the mental shield. Before responding to a provocation, visualize a shield protecting your mind and heart from others' words. This exercise can help you distance yourself emotionally from the situation, maintaining calm and clarity. The reaction of not reacting may seem counterintuitive, but it is often the best way to handle conflict. By avoiding arguments that lead nowhere, you protect your time and energy for what truly matters. Speaking of avoidance, the next lesson is about how to detect and distance yourself from influences that pretend to be positive but actually carry hidden agendas. Topic 12: Detecting false friendliness. Recognizing false friendliness is a crucial skill to protect yourself from negative influences disguised as good intentions. In Stoicism, it is essential not to be deceived by appearances or words that seem kind but hide hidden agendas. Marcus Aurelius reminded us not to judge people only by what they say but by what they actually do. A mask of sympathy can hide manipulation or envy, and learning to detect it is essential for preserving your inner peace. Often, people with dubious intentions approach with excessive praise or gestures of apparent friendship, only to get something in return. Stoicism suggests we maintain an attitude of observation. Instead of blindly accepting, pay attention to patterns of behavior. For example, someone who always compliments you but never offers true support when needed may not be as sincere as they seem. Detecting false friendliness involves trusting your intuition and experience. If something doesn't feel genuine, it probably isn't. The practice of internally questioning people's motivations helps create a healthy filter against toxic influences. Ask yourself, does this person really wish me well, or is there something more behind this? By doing this, you are not being paranoid, but rather careful about whom you allow to approach your energy and well-being. A practical strategy is to keep a healthy distance while you observe. There is no need to cut off relationships immediately, but also do not open your heart or share personal information. Observe how the person reacts when they don't get what they want. This is one of the best ways to reveal their true intentions. Patience and careful observation are powerful allies in this process. By learning to detect these insincere influences, you protect your support circle and keep your mind free from disguised toxicity. With this, you close a cycle of learning on how to deal with toxic people intelligently and strategically, using Stoic teachings as your internal compass. You now have 12 smart ways to deal with toxic people, anchored in the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. But true transformation only happens when you apply these teachings in your daily life. How about starting today? Identify who or what is draining your energy and choose a strategy to change this dynamic. Are you willing to protect your peace and focus on what really matters? Leave a comment about what impacted you the most and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to continue this journey of learning and growth. Shall we go together?